Hi. So in previous lecture we have already learned about signals. So signal is nothing but any physical phenomena that conveys or carries some information is called a signal. Okay, we already got the examples like music, speech, motion pictures and still photos, heartbeat and etc. that we can say they are signals. But today in today's lecture we are going to start with the classification of signals. So signals can be classified depending on number of sources of signals. So if you have many sources in a signal, like the signal can be created by 2 or 3 or 4 type of sources. So we will say it is a multi-channel signal, and if a signal is created by only a single source, then it is called a one channel signal. The second classification is based upon the depending on number of independent variables. So the quantity that we are going to measure depends on how many variables. So there are two types. One is called one dimensional signal. Second is called multi-dimensional signal. The third category in which we can classify the signals is that depending on the whether dependent variable is continuous or it's discrete in nature. So based upon that we have a two type of signals. First is analog or we can say continuous signal, and the second signal is discrete signal. That discrete signal can also be converted into what? A digital signal. So let's start one by one with all the classifications. The first one is a depending on number of sources of the signal. So suppose if we have a only single source that creates the signal, it means the source that gives you the information is only one, then we'll say it's what? A one channel signal. So let's see an example. Suppose if I say like a microphone. Okay, so the microphone phone does what? It's convert the sound energy into an electrical energy. Okay, so what I can say, like suppose if I have a signal x of t, okay, and that signal is created by only a single source. Suppose I'm saying like a sine omega t. So that is a single tone signal. Okay, and that signal is created by only a single source. So what I can say that it is a one channel signal. Now the second one is a multi-channel signal. The signal that is created by the multiple sources. Like best example is what? ECG, electrocardiography, in which the overall waveform is plotted based upon the signal. That signal is created by the 8 channels. The 8 channels means the 8 sensors are connected on a body. So what we can say, like suppose if I have a signal x of t, that signal can be generated by the combination of more than one channel. Okay, so like suppose I have a one channel x of t plus second channel x of t, third channel x of t, and so on. So these kind of signals are called what? Multi-channel signals. Is it clear? Now let's see the next classification. Depending on the number of independent variables. So how many independent variables we have within a signal? Let's see. The first one is a one dimensional. As its name says that one dimensional. It means that the signal that is created by only one variable. Okay, one independent variable. That is called a one dimensional signal. We have an example of music and heartbeat. Okay, the variable is only a time. If variable is only a time, then it's only a one dimensional channel. If like let's see an example. If I say x of t is equal to 80 plus bt square, in that signal we can see that the xt only depends on what? Only time t. Okay, so that is what? One dimensional signal. Now let's see the second one is a multi-dimensional signal. As its name says that the signal depends on multiple variable at a time. Okay, so let's see an example. the photograph. Okay, the photograph depends on what? It depends on brightness, audio, and video. Okay, so the three variables we have to deal with. So let's see an example. Like if I say, if I have a signal x which depends on position y and time t. Okay, so it means that the signal depends on what? Two independent variable y and t. So I can write like, suppose ay plus bt. A and B are constants here. So what I can say, x of t is a function of y and t, and y and t are independent variable. So x depends on what? Two variable. Then I'll say it's a multi-dimensional signal. Is it clear? Now let's see the next classification, which is depending on whether the independent variable continuous or discrete. So the first one we have analog or continuous signal. The signal whose amplitude, or I can say the information, varies continuously with respect to the independent variable is called the analog or continuous signal. Okay. Let's see an example. If I say x of t is equal to a cos omega t. So we can see, if I plot that, you can see it's continuous in nature. You can find the value of this function at any time. Okay, so what you can see, you didn't see any kind of discontinuity in the graph, so that signal is called analog or continuous signal. Now second one is a discrete signal. Okay, the signal whose amplitude can be measured at a particular time interval. Okay, that is called a discrete signal. So like, suppose say that if I say I have a discrete signal which is represented by x and not t, where n is integer, okay, will be equal to a n square. Okay, so if I plot it, this is n, this is x of n. If I put n is equal to 0, I'll be getting amplitude equal to 0. Okay, if I plot n is equal to plus 1 or minus 1, I'll be getting a. Okay, suppose I got a at plus 1 and minus 1, it's a. Okay, if I put n is equal to 2, it means 4a. Okay, so at n is equal to 2 or n is equal to minus 2, I'll be getting what? Equal to 4a. So what I can see, I can have the value of the signal at a particular time of interval. Okay, when n is equal to 1 or minus 1, when n is equal to 2 or minus 2, but I will not get the value of the signal between 1 and 2. Is it clear? So there is a value always 0. So that kind of signal is called discrete signal. So let's see. The next one is a continuous time signal. We'll see in detail. So as a definition I have told, the independent variable that we are going to assume in this course is time. Okay. If your signal varies continuously with respect to time, we'll say the continuous time signal. Okay. The continuous time signal means you can have the value of the signal at any time. Okay. Let's see an example. So I plotted the three graphs. The first one is temperature variation with respect to time, the AC power that we got usually in our house, and the ECG wave. Okay, they all signal, these three of the signal depends on time and they are continuous in nature. You can see there is no discontinuity within a particular time of interval. And what does it mean when I say you can have the value at any instant of time? Suppose if I find, if I try to find the value at t is equal to 1, I can have the value. If I try to find at time t is equal to 2, I can have the value. If I try to find the value within t1 and t2, I can also have the value. It means that you can have the value of the signal at any instant of time. If the signal is continuous in nature, you can have the value at any time if you want. Okay, so these kind of signals are called continuous time signals. Now let's see the next one, discrete time signals. Our definition says that discrete time, which means time is not continuous. You can have a particular time interval. Okay, so let's see. If suppose you have a time t and you are going to get the samples of the signal at a particular frequency, say suppose f of s, that is called sampling frequency, and which is equal to 1 divided by t. Okay, so at a sampling frequency you can have a value when t is equal to nt. Okay, and what we have done, we have converted a continuous time t into a discrete time n. Okay, so let's see how I can plot. This is a plot of expenditure of a company according to month. Okay, so you can see that at January you are going to have what, 500 rupees. At February you are spend the money of 600 rupees, and so on. So what I can say here, can you have the value between Feb and March? No, it's always 0. So what I'm saying here, but it doesn't mean that company didn't spend the money within that interval. Company spent the money, but we are analyzing the information in terms of discrete time. It means that we can have the value of the signal at a particular time interval. Is it clear? So let's see the next. Now let's see the next signal, a digital signal. Okay, so digital signals are converted from the discrete signal. The discrete signal are quantized. Quantization is process, I'll show you here. After the quantization process, you are going to have a digital signal. Okay, let's see. So suppose I have an analog signal whose independent variable is time, and signal suppose represented by x of t. Okay, that signal is continuous in nature, and by using the sampling process we will discretize this signal at a particular time of interval. So what I have done, I have multiplied the signal which is frequency dependent. At a particular time interval I'll give the signal. So what I can have, I can have the sampled value of that. So that signal is converted into what, into a discrete one. Okay, so now I'll change the variables, it's n. Okay, which is equal to nothing but nt. Okay, sampling time frequency. So here I have done what, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So I have taken the value of the continuous signal as a particular time interval 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, now that signal is quantized. Okay, quantization means we are going to assign some values. Okay, that is in binary term. What I'm going to do here, I'll assign the binary value to the particular discrete value. Okay, let's see here. The first sample we can see here, it's here. Okay, the sample will be assigned the binary value of 1 0 0. You can increase the number of levels. If you increase the number of levels, the number of bits are going to increase. The second sample lie between 1 0 0 and 0 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a higher value of that. So for that sample I'll assign 1 0 1. For the second sample lie between 1 0 1 and 1 1 0, so I'll assign the higher value which is equal to 1 1 0. And so on, the fourth sample is what, 1 1 0, and so on we will assign. So by using this process, the digital value for this signal is this. You can see here, it's like 1 0 0, second is 1 0 1, and so on. I'll assign the values in binary terms, and that signal is called digital signal. So I hope that you guys already learned about the classification of signals. We'll meet in next lecture. Thank you.